Hello there, and welcome once again, boxing fans, to another episode featuring Christian from the Friday Night Panel and his discussion and exploration of the Olympics taking place in Japan this July here on Talk and Fight. Thanks very much for joining us. And what do we got today, Christian?
Well, Graham, we start off on a bit of a sad note today, unfortunately. It is with a heavy heart that we've learned at Talking Fight that Jordanian boxer Rashid Al Swiset has died in hospital more than a week after he sustained a brain injury at the AIBA World Youth Championships in Poland.
Wow.
Yeah. The 19-year-old Al Swiset was taken to hospital on the 16th of April, where he underwent emergency brain surgery after he collapsed during the third round of his under 81 kilogram contest with Estonia's Anton Vinogradov. From a statement from the AIBA reads that it is with deepest sadness that we've learned of the passing of Rashid Al Swiset of Jordan, who had been admitted to hospital on April 16th, further to his fight during the AIBA World Youth Championships. Our thoughts are with the family, friends, and teammates to whom we offer our sincere condolences. The Jordanian Olympic Committee has also confirmed that news and has offered condolences to the athlete's family as well, saying the Jordan Olympic Committee expresses its deep sadness and pain at the death of the national boxing team player Rashid Al Swiset, who passed away yesterday evening. Thoughts and prayers, of course, and it underlines how dangerous this sport can be, and if you are looking at getting involved in boxing, whether it be amateur or your goal is to go pro, your first stop should be to a doctor to ensure that you are for a physical, to ensure that you are healthy enough to be partaking in that sort of thing. But again, thoughts and prayers for the Jordanian Olympic team as well as the Al Swiset family. Moving along, though, into some other news, so getting a little bit more into the actual Olympics themselves. The head of the Tokyo Olympics on Tuesday took part in an event marking Japan's LGBTQ Pride Week at a center in the capital, as activists and dozens of lawmakers pushed for an equality law to be enacted before the games begin in just a little over 3 months' time. Seiko Hashimoto visited Pride House Tokyo, an international initiative to provide a place for LGBTQ people and others to connect during the Games. The first Pride House was set up during the 2010 Winter Olympics. Japan is currently the only country in the group of 7 major industrialized nations where same-sex marriages are not legally recognized. A Japanese court did rule last month that same-sex marriages should be allowed under the Constitution, although the ruling has had no legal immediate effect legally thus far. Hashimoto said, "We need to take action now," adding that she wants people to remember the Tokyo Games as, quote, a turning point in achieving diversity and harmony and including understanding for LGBTQ issues. Hashimoto toured Pride House and met with LGBTQ activists as well as athletes. So, again, we're seeing events and publicity surrounding the game still moving forward. So everything points to we're still going to see these Tokyo Olympics. So that's good news coming out of Japan. Things are moving forward, and we're shedding light on other issues facing marginalized athletes. So all good news on that front. Now, we were supposed to be looking into in May coming up the Asian championships, but those are a little bit in question at this point as well. As everyone here knows, India is currently in the middle of a COVID-19 surge and is seeing daily records for infections as well as death and widespread shortages of hospital beds and critical medical supplies. Over the weekend, the Indian health officials extended what was supposed to be a 1-week lockdown in New Delhi through at least the 3rd of May. Delhi's extended lockdown would end now at most just a little over 2 weeks before the scheduled start of that tournament, leaving some neighboring nations questioning their participation in the event. Quoting a Boxing Federation of India anonymous official, they said the prevailing situation is so scary that participating countries wouldn't like to travel to New Delhi, which is one of the hotspots for coronavirus in India. The championships, as you guys will already know, were postponed from originally November 2020 due to COVID-19 issues. And this tournament has in past been a vital training ground for Asian Olympians, as well as a springboard for for Asian competitors looking to go pro. In the past, notably boxers like Golovkin or Akhmedov, gold medalists in 2004 and 2017, respectively. So if this tournament does happen, fingers crossed, as scheduled, it would wrap up just 53 days before the scheduled start of the Tokyo Olympics. So again, fingers crossed on that one. But given the current state of affairs in New Delhi, I wouldn't be surprised if we see this tournament canceled. If we see an announcement coming up in the next couple of weeks about that tournament being canceled. Now, that's not going to affect Tokyo Olympics. I mean, this is a big international event, but this doesn't actually affect anyone's Tokyo chances, as the Asia Oceania qualifier was one of the two tournaments that did get to go ahead back in 2020. So we already have the full card for who we're going to be seeing from Asia in Tokyo at this point in time. And I suppose we should weigh in on this one, since I know our friends from across the pond are watching. So I suppose we should take a moment here and mention that the men and women from Great Britain's boxing squad did enjoy a memorable return to competition this week, bringing home 10 medals from the Belgrade Winners Tournament, including the Eccles, Clark, and of course, Becker. So the final haul was made up of 3 golds, 1 silver, and 6 bronzes, as 10 of the 13 boxers selected by Great Britain Boxing to take place in the tournament managed to secure a medal. So the final day of action saw light heavyweight Ben Whitaker put in an excellent performance to comfortably beat Kazakhstan's Nurbek Oralbi to finish top of the podium in his first competition since the World Championships in September of 2019. Now, Clark was able to match this achievement in the super heavyweight final, as he defeated Russia's highly experienced and 2-time world champion bronze medalist Maxim Babinin. Now, this is an interesting one, because this proved a measure of revenge for Clark, who had defeated Babinin back in the quarterfinals of the 2019 World Championships, only to have his victory controversially overturned following an appeal from the Russian side. So I bet that one felt pretty good for Clark. The English super heavyweight was also named boxer of the tournament, which also had to feel pretty good, with Ben Whitaker securing the accolade of best technical boxer at the tournament. Gold medals for Whitaker and Clark are added to the ones secured the day previously by Wales's Rosie Eccles, who outboxed Navbakor Kamedova of Uzbekistan to win the women's world welterweight final. The only slight disappointment on the day for the British side came in the women's flyweight final, when Charlie Davidson had to settle for a silver, narrowly losing out to the host nation's Nina Radovanovic in a close-fought encounter. The 10-medal haul was completed by bronze medals for Caroline Dubois, both McCormick brothers, Pat and Luke, Shavon Clark, Galel Yaffe, and Peter McGrail. So, Great Britain's boxing performance director Rob McCracken was quoted as saying, "All boxers have performed superbly and have been a credit to Great Britain boxing. The priority at this tournament was to ensure that the boxers got some good quality competition after such a long layoff. So to see them deliver a number of excellent performances and return with 10 medals is a big success. We ought to have been have had more boxers in the finals, but overall it has been a very useful week that has enabled the team to secure some good action and get back into the routine of competing. The focus now, of course, is on the Olympic qualifier in Paris from the 4th to the 8th of June, and making sure that boxers are well prepared and in the best possible shape to secure their places for Tokyo 2021, 2020, however we're scoring it these days. So congratulations all around to Team Great Britain, and of course, especially to Big T and Ben Whitaker, bringing home another gold. And I think this is probably going to be the last big tournament we're going to see our friends across the pond competing in prior to the Olympics, but obviously a great return for them. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on all the comments I got coming in from Last Bell Boxing and Big T.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm curious. Was Great Britain the number one in terms of medal haul there?
Well, no. I mean, we had 211 boxers coming in here, so we saw 10 medals coming in, but again, only at 3 golds. out of all the weight classes there. So we'd have to go through. I'd have to pull up the final spreadsheets to see who took the most medals. I haven't gone through the full tally on this one. I've just been following our friends across the pond at this particular tournament, seeing how they're doing, since we didn't have a dog in the fight.
And nor do we have any viewers that I know of from Uzbekistan or Turkmenistan or whatever. Anyway.
Well, and you know, the Uzbeks, the Kyrgyzstan, they were doing actually really well coming into the finals. We were seeing fighters from Russia, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Montenegro. So we were seeing some. This wasn't just the Brits showing up to this tournament. Let's put it that way. They definitely had some competition.
And good competition, obviously, as Big T's pointing out, the Kazakhs won the most gold. So,
there we go. Big T's had a chance to check this one out. I hadn't.
There you have it. So good stuff, though. Thanks very much for the report. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
Well done. Thank you. Oh man, you guys. All right, so we're not going to touch the footy scores, but we'll see you tomorrow, Christian. Appreciate it. Thanks very much.
Big T, if you want to have a go at him, he's from Nottingham.